All right, let's kick this off, shall we? Oh man, whew. Oh, let's turn the music down just a hair. Alrighty. Well, it is summertime. Kids are out of school. I just woke up, so it's gonna be interesting. Scrambling around. It's like, oh no, I didn't even make my thumbnail for this video. But got something. Tomorrow's video is going to be about wine, kind of. More about like executables. But you know, a lot of times on YouTube, you're just like, every YouTube video is the same. Go to lutris.net, click install. But when nobody really tells you, what do you do when the install button is broken? And that's really what I'm doing. Tomorrow's video is about that. Today's stream's going to be about that. I'm going to hit chat up, morning all. What programs do you guys want to see? Just, I can hammer away at them in here, and we'll just have a fun time. Because whatever program it might be, utility, obviously stuff that works with hardware, I can't really test because one, wine doesn't work very well with hardware, and two, I don't have your hardware, so that's usually a good indicator that wine's not going to work. So let's close this out. Sweet. All right, and we're gonna go to the desktop. RX 580 is one of my favorite cards in the world when it comes to Linux. I rocked my RX 580 for a long time, and I only recently switched over to a Vega 64 because I had a Vega 64 on my inside computer that I took down. So that's it. VLC under wine. Why would you do VLC under wine? There's a native application. It's a good one, but I don't know why you do that. But here's what we're working with today. We're doing. Oh, I did upgrade to Fedora 36, but in place upgrade. We're still using the Nobara packages. So if you look at, well, we'll just do a sudo dnf update. See that we're still rocking that. You can tell. Oh no, nothing's updating from Savara. You know what? I'm not gonna update systemd on the stream. We're gonna abort that. Although I could rip out X Wayland, not really needed anymore, and Wayland honestly. I hate Wayland. Ah, your Vega 64 crashes all the time. It's been rock solid for me. I have tried to crash mine multiple times, and not successful. RX 5500. Oh man, that's a good one. I like it. I'm still waiting for. I'm kind of trying to hold out for the next generation. I like to skip at least like 2 generations of graphics cards before buying. It's one of those things. A lot of things are not native. Can you please slow down and explain? Finish your sentences as you're explaining to a noob. I try to, Thomas. That's it's hard for me. I'm not a great teacher. Never have been. I've always been a technician, and hell, I still technically got a day job and working. So, it's something that I kind of do YouTube for the fun of exploring technology. I'm not the best teacher out there. I'm gonna tell you right now. I try to delve into some advanced topics, but the more basic stuff I kind of shy away from. It's just not it's not interesting to me. And if it's not interesting to me, it's probably not interesting to many other folks. I know a lot of people can glean some knowledge from some of the stuff I talk about, but I try to not talk about the real basic stuff. So I'll see what I can do though. I'll try and slow down for you. Oh, awesome, man. I'm still evolving that, Anthony. I had to take a break from it after I released it because I was just like so done. I was just mentally exhausted after doing that whole toolkit. So yeah, for sure. Is the screen supposed to be bright? Oh, you know what? Yeah, let me. Man, that is super bright. Oh, you know what? I was messing around with this for a video. That is unnecessarily bright. What do we do for that? Oh, goodness, that is very, very bright. You can tell the washed out bar at the top. Let's start with some X-Randar lessons, huh? To try and not make this so darn bright. So probably the display port and HDMI A-0 is what we need to look at. So probably we'll do like an X-Randar output, display port. What was that, 1? And then let's do brightness. Or let's do gamma. That looks like a gamma issue to me. Let's do like 0.9. That seems better. Alright, and then I'm going to do it on your guys' screen, so it's also not washed out. Let's see how this looks. You let me know, chat. Did that clear anything up? Less washed out. What's an 8? I think it's about an 8. An 8's basically what you want. I think I washed it out when I was doing some customization. Yeah, that doesn't make a good difference. I still don't know why that happened. Oh well. Yeah, it's still too bright. Let's see what the stock was. Let's give it a reboot. I'm 40 years old, Parth. Yeah. Let's see how we going. I'm gonna pull up Lutris too. Kind of show you what I've been doing for tomorrow's video. Could you talk about bootkit and how to remove it? Ah, Don, I've never even removed bootkit. I don't even know what that is. Oh yeah, this is, wow, it definitely was washed out before. Here, guys, check this out. Magic. Yeah, so that was, man, what did that do? I think it was when I was launching into a game when I was making the video, which, just so everybody knows, this is where I was putting some stuff and I was trying to think of other games and stuff to do in here. So what's the zoom? Let's zoom in a little bit, right? Give me a little bit more, Lutris. Give me bigger zoom. Enhance. Enhance. Okay, well, that broke it. Relaunch. With more zoom. Oh, come on. Really? Fine. It does not. Oh. Oh. That's cool. I like that better. It gives you the box art. That's neat, but I don't think, does that work? Let's relaunch. No, the games don't have it, but we do like a config. Let's oh yeah. That's cool. I like it. In my game experience has been better than Windows. Hell yeah, Jose. All right. Hello from Ukraine. Hey, man. Awesome. Hello. Decentralized VPNs. Are they the future of VPNs? I mean, how can you decentralize a VPN by its nature? I don't understand that concept. VPNs, one, like how the internet and YouTube markets VPNs is crazy to me. Not to go on a rant here, but I'm going to go on a rant. VPNs have traditionally been used in the past 20 or 30 years in business. That's what their whole purpose is to establish a private connection to the business. So let's say you have a worker out in the field, you establish that VPN back to the business, therefore they can securely go through that pipe and interact with the business information on that thing. That's the whole purpose of VPNs, in my opinion. The secondary purpose of a VPN is simply to download torrents. Let's just be real. Come on now. That's why most people use it. Probably the third purpose, less one, probably one if I was trying to market to the masses on a VPN, probably what I would probably skew to, and what I think many YouTubers do end up skewing to, and that is simply geo-unlocking. Yeah, watching stuff in Europe. That's kind of cool. I like that. Man. Yeah, oh well. Oh, we'll leave it on that. It's fine. So, as far as decentralized VPNs, why I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. How can you decentralize that endpoint? Like, the whole purpose of a VPN is to take one area where you're originating from to a second area. And in that second area, you're establishing a secure connection and then routing all traffic through this second area and out. If you decentralize the second area, it's not a VPN anymore. That's just not what VPNs do. So it's like a bunch of crackheads got together and decided to put buzzwords together, is what it sounds like to me. It just it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, VPNs themselves, I mean, come on guys, it's just yeah, that's the three purposes of a VPN. All right, so this is Lutris. What has anybody even thrown out a game that's not working, or an application? Windows application? Ooh, SolidWorks and AutoCAD. Okay, that's one. Let's see what we have. Because we have the official Lutris. What is your GTK theme? I have no idea. What is my theme? That's a good question. Nordic. Nordic is my theme. Ah, I'm using a... I like papyrus. Papyrus rolls off the tongue. Oh yes, let's fit that. Mouse cursor. I'm using Nordzy cursors. It's my fave. Font, other, sweet. All right, cool. Adobe Photoshop. If I had it. Have you considered opening an OnlyFans? Yeah, I saw how much they're making, and I'm like, yeah, I'd do that. But yeah, it's funny. Affinity Photo. Affinity Photo, I think, isn't that Mac only, isn't it? Although it's pretty darn cool, the fact you get professional video editing. But yeah, it's all Mac only. It's not even on Windows, I don't think. Oh no, it is on Windows. Holy crap. Wow. Infinity Photo. Wine. Oh, okay. Somebody already figured it out. That's cool. So you can ditch Photoshop and move to Infinity. Running with wine. What are they doing on it? Wine, Lutris. This is kind of weird. A VK child. Is that a custom version of wine it looks like it's using? Huh. Be curious to see how this works. I don't like this guy's install instructions, but DXVK, that's not how you install that. Oh, that's cool though. Because Photoshop always works kind of like works pretty terrible actually. I'd be curious to see how Infinity does. I bet you if Infinity's coded better than Photoshop, I bet you it works better in Wine. Oh man, I'll have to purchase it. I'll have to. I'm definitely gonna. That's on my list of things to look at though. Yeah, it's proprietary. I use a lot of proprietary software. What application did you open to manage themes? I use LX Appearance. It's part of every distribution. It's just it's an independent package, so you can easily tack it on to any window manager like I've got here, to whatever. So that's why I do it. Affinity stuff is on sale right now. I think it was what? Yeah, it's a buy once software. That's why I'm like I'll support anything that's not a subscription. Oh, it's 50% off. Holy smokes. Wow. It's free? Oh, it's 26. That's like nothing. What? Photo editing. So how are they making any money if they're selling it for $27? All right, let's download the free trial. Yeah, this will be a good example. Yeah, give it to me in Windows. Sure. Don't dox me, bro. I doxed myself. All right, let's not dox myself. It's wouldn't be the first time I do that. Let me fill this in real fast. All right, save that. Get download link. Verify email address. Noise. Download. Alright, I don't think there's any incriminating things on my screen anymore. Come back. Alright, we're downloading a 55 meg executable for Infinity Photo Trial. Let's see how it works out of the box. I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think anybody learning Adobe these days are just a bunch of morons. Like, switch to something different. I don't care if it's Infinity, I don't care if it's GIMP, I don't care whatever it is, but don't stop giving Adobe any money. I think they've proven that they cannot be trusted, and they will just rob you blind forever. Like, it's fine if someone charges money for software, but the software as a subscription model where it's like, hey, give me money forever for the same software is, I can't ever get behind. I understand from a business perspective how that's so nice to just keep getting money, but from a software perspective, anybody that only offers software-based licensing, where you don't get a perpetual license is something that I think are just evil companies. You should at least have some kind of product that you can buy and then have forever. All right, let's install this thing, right? I think that's good. Let's just toss you to a second workspace. We're going to click the plus sign. We're going to install from media. We're going to call this one Infinity Photo. We're going to actually sit in the GUI today, you know? I'm trying to do more in the GUI. And honestly, Lutris has gotten so good with this installer that I'm like, you don't really need to go too far. So let's see. We're going to open up a new wine bottle here. It's going to create a folder directory. It should pop up a little Windows setup utility. Let's see what happens. No executable set. Let's see where it put it. Probably program files? Nope. Program data? Nope. Program file? No. I don't think it installed it. I think it crashed on me. Yeah. Alright. That's no worries. It's at least set up the bottle for me. So we got that going. No worries. We can fix that. Let's just go to our downloads. And then we'll just take that over to here. We'll pop that guy. Oh, did I not paste it? I've been on Mac too much. I think I forgot to grab it. That's funny. Alright, now we have that. So let's just see if we can't run the executable inside this bottle offline. Let's see what happens now. And I don't think that worked. Let's see. No wine process is running. Alright, so we're going to manually do it then. Alright, well, let's go to where this is at. Alright, there's Affinity Photo. Alright. We'll set up the wine prefix. Wine prefix, all caps. We're going to put dot for the current folder. And then we're going to go into drive C, wine, and then drive C, affinity. Let's see what's happening with this. Oh, I can't do an absolute path. Yeah, we need an absolute path for this. Wine prefix equals. Let's just cheat. All right, let's see whether this crashes. So what we did there was set the wine prefix. We said wine, and then we said the executable. And this did not work. All right, let's see if we can glean any information from this. Fix me. What are you missing? Web locator connector server. What's this? tz.dll. Let's see what that is. Oh. Oops. No, that didn't stop anything. See what that's a part of. TechNet. Is that part of a package is the question. Sometimes when you get like a DLL error, you look to see if it's like a .NET or maybe it's a VCP or C++, Visual Studio, like runtime that you might need. Something like that. What is this? Oh, it's times. Okay, time zones. That's nothing I can do there. Anything else? Window size. All right, let's check the website then, and see if there's any requirements. I got the installer working with installing .NET 4.8 first in the bottle. Okay, so we need .NET in this bottle. Cool. Thank you, chat. Let's do that. So we'll do Wine Tricks. We'll actually just launch Wine Tricks from here. Oh. Select that. Say Wine Tricks. And select this as a prefix. Install DLL. And then we're just going to go to .NET 4.8. Okay. So this will grab just 4.8 is what you want. And then it should be fine. You'll notice it's going to be downloading more than one thing here too. Typically what ends up going on when it does these quiet installers through Wine Tricks is it'll download multiple versions of .NET. And the tricky part is it done? I'm gonna say no. Still rocking in the background. What you can usually go to HTOP just for a little more clarity. Kind of see what's happening because there's like no visual process happening. By default, it's gonna do it all privately. So we're gonna just take a peek. Right now, it is downloading and installing .NET 4.0. We did select 4.8. So you don't have to select all the .NETs when doing this. You can just select the highest version, and then it's just going to go through and install all that. So let's let this run. This is pre-workout mix. It's got caffeine. It's like coffee, and water. Basically, it's just caffeine and water for the most part. All right, it does look like that. Oh no, I just saw 4.8 pop in. So now it looked like it had a .NET 4.0 dependency, and now it's installing .NET 4.8. I've not tried ZBrush. Still got another setup running. Probably another small dependency it's grabbing. Let's wait for that to resolve. .NET usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes to really finish out. Seamless experience with Windows via VM. You know, it's hard to say. You can, but the problem with that, like VFIO pass through and having like a fully powered Windows VM, I don't know if I put any work product in that, just because inevitably it's going to break whenever you do like a crazy update or something like that. It's just not the best experience. So what I like to do is, for my Windows based stuff, like the things I have to use Windows for, I like to just kind of dedicate a specific PC to do just the Windows stuff. It's headless, so I don't have to worry about it. It's just one of those things. So, all right, sweet. That looks like it worked. So we got .NET now. Let's try and run that executable one more time, right? We'll try to first run it through here. Oh, we got a black screen. That's further than we got before. It's probably missing like fonts. Probably some rendering there. That's an improvement, maybe. Can I take that? Okay, that's cool. All right. So when you run into like a lockup like this, wrong window. Sudo wine server -k. Kill everything, please. And it's not doing it. Oh, man. What do we do here? The best way to kill this would probably be... We got a Lutris wrapper. Let's see, maybe I can grab it and then quit it. Did that give me what I needed? Ah, cool. That did. Okay. So, no rendering. Let's change something in the... Here, let's see what we have. We have like a DXVK runner option here. We do. We have F-Shack, which F-Shack a lot of times when it comes to like the wine bottle versions and stuff, F-Shack, I believe will actually change your current location on the host, which you don't necessarily, I think, ever really want to do. I mean, some games will require it, but for the most part, I don't really like F-Shack. I kind of like just the vanilla version. And is there anything else? We don't really need anti-cheat for this, or FSR. Let's remove those. Let's save that out. P-kill wine server, yeah. That's also a way to do it. But you try to want to gracefully kill the wine server when possible. All right, so let's see if we get a black screen again on this, where it's going to update the bottle because we switched that out. I get this error every once in a while, but that's normal. And then this should disappear, and then black screen. Yeah, well, so be it. Yeah, let's try to disable Mango HUD. Obviously, we don't need that for a little Photoshop alternative, right? Don't need that. All right. I think .NET does carry over even if you switch your bottles. Let's see what the internet says. Let's go Infinity Photo Wine Linux. All right, let's see if this guy says anything. Just DXVK. Set the path to wine for wine tricks to work correctly. So this guy's using a custom version of wine. Wine Lutris VK window 4.2. Man, that's an old version of wine. Oh, well, this is 2019, so that's 3 years ago. This guy says .NET 4.7.2 and 3.5. I think we could do that. Set to Win 8.1 because arrow's not found with Win 7. Okay, we can try that one. That's an easy fix too. Let's come back into here. Let's just go wine configuration. Then we got this. We'll set this to 8.1. Apply. Any other special libraries? This is. You can see this is our .NET. I think it's in here. We'll see. And then let's see if that. Old version, old runner is even in here. Let's go cancel. And we're going to go into the actual settings of Lutris and grab like another bottle. See if this bottle still exists. I'd be interested in that. So under runners, we can actually select a custom version of wine, I think. So here's all the versions of wine that we can actually go to. So nothing too crazy. Here's some F-Shack, regular Lutris, and here's your 4.2, 4. Oh man, I don't really see anything specific for that. I don't think an older version of wine's going to be the solution for this though. Yeah. Yeah, Gigapixel AI, I'll take a look. Did you toggle on wine tricks option in configuration? I did not. I don't think there's anything crazy with that though. So with wine tricks, it should just run off of this bottle. Let's take a peek. So, let's see, does .NET, what .NETs show up on here? So we have 4.8. Probably would want like a 3.5. Okay. I'm using the wine button. What's this wine control panel? I don't think I've ever messed with that. Oh, okay. Set like custom controllers and internet settings. Add and remove programs. Oh, that's cool. Alright. What else we got? Wine registry. Bash terminal. Huh. I don't think I've ever used this before either. What is this L mod? Modules based on Lua. What is that? Is it trying to load something? Okay. Try to run it in monkey mode. I've never heard of it referred to as monkey mode. Let's finish that .NET install. It's still going in the background. Screen will pop up afterwards. Usually because it's kind of like running in the background, it's hard to track progress. So a lot of times I just pull up HTOP and just make sure that I see Lutris popping up using some CPU or a regular like wine executable popping in there from time to time. Right now you can see the setup.exe still going. This is BSPWM, custom revision by myself. I love BSPWM though. It's hard for me to even go back to using anything but this. Every time I'm in a different one, even if it's like KDE or GNOME, I'm not a big fan. When I'm in Windows, I miss BSPWM. Same with Mac, like just all of it. I'm always missing this setup. This is definitely probably one of my forever setups. I might change the theming a little bit though. but I just absolutely adore it. Why is Polybar using 50% CPU? Good question. I don't know. OS X window management is annoying. Agreed. Oh my god. Oh man, Mac OS window management is by far the worst. I absolutely hate how they manage it. Like, to make it somewhat bearable for me, I use Magnet. It's like a $2 or $3 app on the App Store, and it just makes it to where I can use it. It still sucks, but at least I can get in Mac and use it properly with proper window management. But the way Mac is structured with its windows, I'm looking over here now, I'm like, it's just the worst. Can't you set up BSPWM in Mac somehow? Nah, Blackworm, you got to remember, Mac is more locked down than Windows, to put it in perspective. And changing its default interface, like, you can run stuff on top of that interface, but that underlying interface will always be there. You know, always have that stupid bar at the bottom with, you know, or the side. You can put it different spots, but it's still there with, like, it's either zooming or it's genie effect, which looks like something out of the 90s. I mean, people that like the Apple aesthetic with the stock install just have no taste, in my opinion. they just don't know any better. It's like a cult that's been drinking the Kool-Aid for too long. Like, it's such a dated design. Ugh, don't get me started with Mac design. It's awful. The only good thing I can say about it, at least it's reliable. You know, that's more than I can say about Windows. Windows is like, ugh, always, there's so many things that grind my gears in Windows because of, it's like they never beta test anything. Well, you guys are the beta testers. That's just how Windows works. All right, let's see if this runs any better now, or we still get our black window. Probably got the black window still, I imagine. I bet you it's a wine bottle issue. Chrome OS design, I mean, Chrome OS design is better than Mac and Windows, I think. The one thing I hate about Chrome OS design is how locked down the file explorer is. I'm not a big fan of that. Like, they just hide so much from the user. Like, they hide more than Mac and Windows. And I know why they do it, so people don't break their system. That's why it's in every school today. It's just, yeah, the locking down in Chrome OS is egregious. But I do love Chrome OS. Don't get me wrong. It's just right tool, right job kind of thing. Chrome OS can be really good. Like, I use my Chromebook constantly because I just don't care about it. And it's so nice. It's so small, and the battery lasts forever. And I could pop up a game on it and just stream it from my Windows box. I could throw containers on it through its terminal, which is actually not bad. There's a lot you can do with Chrome OS that most people just don't realize. And I do like Chrome OS, but the actual design of it, again, it's not nothing I really... It's not my taste for sure. It's too locked down is what I'm saying. It could be better. Could be a lot better. But I get why they do it. They're never going to change that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my Elden Ring was working, Ben. It's been a little bit since I tried it. Let's see. Is there anything else I can do? Did we do... Yeah, we did the .NET. We did Windows 8. Could be .NET 4.7.2 that this one has. That should hit pretty much all the dependencies. And then it just says run Wine Affinity Photo. But it says install DXVK to make this work. I think we already have DXVK. That's the thing. That was made in 2019 where you had to like download it from GitHub. That's not right. I think we can just do DXVK. All right. Let's just grab the entire cache. What do we have? Oh, maybe that is not installed. Oh, well, let's install it. Let's do wine DXVK. Oh, it's already installed. Okay, never mind. I guess, problem is we did 4.8 for the Affinity photo. When going backwards with the wine tricks, this used to not work. Let's try it. I mean, heck, worst case, it's just broken and we delete the bottle. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, could try running it over Proton. That's true. Oh, did I miss SP1? Let's take a peek. Ah, I did miss SP1. Let's try that. We'll try SP1 3.5. And then we might actually grab DXVK as well. I'm just looking through this. Let's just grab the Vulkan-based DXVK and wine tricks as well. So we'll grab SP1 and enable DXVK directly in the bottle. DXVK shouldn't need that tick box in wine tricks. Most programs and games and everything should work without it. But it's not, so let's try it. Am I a Final Fantasy 11 fan? Yeah, I've been playing. So, in full transparency here, guys, I have not been making very many videos. I actually, after doing the Windows Toolbox, I got a little burnt out. So, I've been taking time off, basically, and I've been playing the crap out of Final Fantasy 11. It's a 20-year-old game. It just had its 20-year anniversary, and I have just been gaming it up on Final Fantasy 11. I am loving it. Yeah, just absolutely. So, working on my Ergon weapon right now for my Rune Fencer. So, that'll be my first Rima for the most part. I'm also working on my Mythic for my White Mage. Should be close to finishing. I think I'll finish next week on that one as well. That'll be pretty cool. Pretty stoked about that. And maybe I'll make a video. I spent 20 years getting this one weapon, and it's finally mine. It's quite the accomplishment. Do you stream the gaming sessions? Sometimes I stream over on Twitch, Tanmay. I usually just kind of hang out over there. So Twitch, whenever I'm streaming, I don't... Twitch is a joke to me. So I use it as just a fun way to kind of let loose. Because I don't want to put gaming streams on, obviously, my main YouTube channel. And Twitch is just so easy that occasionally I'll pull up. Usually about once a week I'll pull up over on Twitch. Yeah, it has private servers. Play Online's pretty darn dated. I could show you what that looks like. I do need to log out of my session, I think I have it going in my Moonlight, but I will kill that session and I can show it. Let's see how this is going first. I just don't want to give up on Affinity Photo just yet, though. Keep doing that. Need to work on maybe removing focus from BSPWM mouse focus. Oh no, it's still going. That was just a very big install for oh yeah, I'm still making content. I love what I do. Don't get me wrong. Like when you get burnt out when you're creating stuff, it's a different kind of thing. Like when I think of hard work, I don't think of YouTube. Don't let any YouTuber con you. It's not the hardest work. It's just mentally taxing. It's a completely different kind of thing. Like when I think of hard work, I think of me sleeping at a data center for 2 weeks as I tried to bring up a business and redo all the storage and build out 30 servers. That sucked. That was hard work. When I think of YouTube, I don't think of it as hard work. It's just like mentally draining. Like you just have certain amount of fuel that you can do and creative juice that you just run out of, and then you're just like, I can't bring myself to record another video and edit it, and then you're like, okay, I gotta step away for a second. But for me, YouTube is you have to do at least one video. So if I'm like not feeling it, I'll just force myself to do the one video. If I am feeling it, you're gonna get more than one video a week. So it just depends. But that's my thing is, for that, I will just force myself for that one video, no matter what. And sometimes that one video, it's just like this week, I would say I'm definitely kind of in that realm. I was just like, oh, I got so much going on with the end of school and all that with the kids. I just was like, hey, I gotta just knock out a video. And I was like, all right, what's fun? And then for me, getting stuff working in wine is something I enjoy. I mean, I don't know what that says about me, but I do enjoy this, just to see what's possible. And yeah, so that's why this week I was like wine, because I have just been having a ball getting some stuff working. Like this Final Fantasy, a sheet is a overlay that goes into Final Fantasy 11 that can do a lot of like macros and different adds like a mini map to Final Fantasy 11, whole bunch of things for that dated game. And I had such a ball trying to figure out injection with this old game. I'll show you that here in a bit. Let's see if we can't get Infinity. I don't want to bounce outside yet. We haven't completely given up. I know this is possible. But getting past this black screen is proving challenging. The next thing we can try is if anybody that watches the replay here, I do want to see if we could give some kind of value to them. Going from version 7, let's try to downplay this to like Glorious Eggroll 6.16. Let's switch this up. And we might disable, actually, before we switch this bottle up, let's just cancel that. And I can't remember what runner it was. Okay, let's start disabling some of these things. Let's disable VKD 3D and then run this. Still a black screen. Okay. Not perfect. So let's re-enable that. Let's switch this back to 6.16. Let's see if this does us anything. Let's save that. Now we'll get next run. We will get updating wine bottle because we switched the default run wine version of this. Yeah, I did. I was one of the first ones to order the Steam Deck as far as the Linux handhelds. And I'm actually working, another project I'm kind of looking at doing is buying a production level 3D printer and starting to get into like PC design. I thought that'd be fun. So I think there's a couple like YouTube videos where you see some YouTubers like using like hobbyist 3D printing and printing some stuff. But I wanted to get into like some actual 3D printing, like making like something out of like carbon fiber and a legit design that I did myself with like maybe building like a mechanical keyboard and like a massive screen. And I don't know, I got a whole bunch of stuff whirling around in my head about that could be a lot of fun. All right, 6.16 looks like a big bust. Let's take a peek. What do we got? Wine? Nah, we got nothing running. All right, that was a hard crash. So that did not work. Oh, oops. No, not add to favorites. Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Daughter, making sure I eat some food. I sometimes forget to eat. Window Manager's BSPWM. I don't delete my streams. You can always go back through. I just don't make them public because it hurts with the YouTube. Doing live streams on YouTube, you can't really do more than one a week. And even the one a week, I don't think it really helps your channel. It hurts it more probably than helps it. It's sad to say, but you know. Let's go with 7.5. Let's go crazy. Switch this up. I'm probably breaking things right now, but I am just more curious. You know what? Let's just switch this to the executable as the runner. I know this is not the right way to do it, but I'm tired of navigating down to this executable. So we're just going to do that. Oh, okay. Let's see what this does. System options. Okay. Yeah, you can actually go, if you click on my name and go to the main channel page, you can see a whole playlist with live streams. I put all my live streams in that playlist, so you can go back through and see every live stream for the past, year. Which I think I've been doing this for about a year now. All right, let's go configure, runner options, F-Sync, obviously we'll remove. Let's play that. Does that give me anything? I don't think that's gonna do anything. No, that was a crash. What do we got in system options? Nah. I don't think that's gonna work. All right. I give up. We're done. Probably, so for this Affinity photo, I would probably end up looking through GitHub for a custom wine version. Someone's probably got it working, but I don't think any of the stock wine versions will work for this. So we're going to actually delete all of Affinity photo. Goodbye. Remove. What do we have? Take fan suggestions and try to install it now by deleted account. I don't know what the suggestion was. I didn't see that chat. Have you had luck running software through dongles and COM ports? No, I mean, Wine's not going to be able to translate that. Anything dealing with hardware through Wine typically does not work. There's a couple exceptions to that rule, but not very many. What is Rizolmi Arena? What is that? I have never even heard of that. That is so curious. Rizolmi. Oh. Arena. Software and media server. Huh. projection mapping. Oh, that is cool. A projection mapper. Let's try it. I've never even seen this software before. That's cool. So this is kind of like how they do a lot of the projection mapping for big concerts. I always kind of was curious about how that worked. As a Mac OS download as well. And I'm wondering, on Mac OS, I think there's a project out there. I can't remember what the project's name was. It wasn't Darwin was the name that Mac OS is built on, but there was another Linux Mac OS emulator. Darling was what it was called. And the why I say that would be really interesting to possibly do. So this is like Wine for Mac, and you could run your Mac OS software on Linux. This is an interesting thing I wanted to look at and grab a couple things, because if there was a Mac version of what you have going on, since Mac is loosely based around Unix, much like Linux is loosely based around Unix, you have a lot more crossover and compatibility. It wouldn't be as much to translate. So it'd be very interesting to see. However, I think this was very, very, very similar, but I'm curious to see how this is working. I hadn't looked at this in a while. Oh, Gigapixel AI, please, as well. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You were ahead of the. I forgot about that. Gigapixel AI. Oh, is this upscaling software? Yeah, upscaling. I was doing this in games, actually. Let's try for free. All right. Let me sign up for it real fast. All right, your download should start. We've also sent trial information to there. Okay. Get free trial. Let's I'm just signing up for this, and once I have this, I will. I just can't pull it up right now on stream because I don't want to show my email. No, did not pull up. Let's just take that. And I think their website might be broken. Your download should start automatically below. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got it. We'll grab this as well. So we'll try two things. We'll try the projection mapper. One of these has to work, right? And then we'll also try Gigapixel AI. This is an upscaler. This projects mapping. And then the other thing I kind of wanted to get into, I probably won't, not on today's stream, but I want to look into using Darling and converting Mac OS software on Linux, because I think that would be a little easier translation layer than obviously Wine, because Windows is just a hot mess. I mean, I couldn't imagine trying to work on the spaghetti string code that Windows is built on, where Mac OS is built on a much solid foundation. Are you getting a cold? I don't know. I am a little stuffed up, but I don't know. Let me blow it out. So here in Dallas, it has been nuts. Like, the weather has been literally 50 degrees one day, and then the next day it has been 100 degrees. Fahrenheit. So we've had these massive swings in temp here, and it's just messed everybody up. So that's kind of what's going on with the temperature here. But that's just how Dallas works. It's just a very odd geographic location. What's your thought on the OBS flat pack fiasco? I think I saw that. Anything with politics, I don't really care about anymore. I just kind of let it go. Same with the news. I'm just like, I can't. I just can't. My mental health is too important to mess with that stuff. So I think that, like, I can't remember. I think the gist of it, I didn't even watch the video on it, but I think the gist was, I think the flat pack developer lost his cool or something and said something he shouldn't have. And, or was it OBS dev? I don't even know. Of course, Fahrenheit. 50 degrees in Celsius, I think, is like 120 or 130 Fahrenheit. I could be wrong on that. Let's see. Actually, all my card tells me is Celsius. I did something when I was messing with it, and it converted everything to Europe. So, 50 C to Fahrenheit. Yeah, 122 Fahrenheit. So actually, I have a pretty good bearing, because every time I jump in my car, I'm like, dude, it's like 100 degrees. And I look, I'm like, oh, okay, that's like, yeah, 35, 36 Celsius. Got it. This is my entire dashboard's in metric. I don't know what I did. I think it was when I was ripping out my car stereo, and I think I was converting something, and then I think I put Europe on it for some odd reason. Yeah, well, I was like, whatever. I could learn Celsius. It's fine. We gave up on Old Affinity. It did not work. Sad to say. But we are downloading a couple other tools. So right now we're downloading this projection mapping for concerts. So somebody in chat was like, hey, I'd like to use Linux, but I need this software to do projection mapping. I think he was like a AV engineer for big company or concerts. And then the other one was Gigapixel. This is a upscaling technology. I mean, honestly, this stuff is fascinating to me, seeing the software other people use. I've never used any of these pieces of software, but this one's really neat because there's some people that pay like per picture to upscale stuff. And I think this one will actually do it by default. How much is this, by the way? I should probably look at that. I just did the trial. Somebody in chat was like, why is there no WSL for Linux? Well, that's pretty easy. Microsoft doesn't open source their stuff, and all of Linux is open source. So it's really easy to take Linux and drop it into places. It's really hard to take Windows and put it in places because Microsoft doesn't even know how Windows works. Like, think about that for a second. But anyway, yeah, this is the upscaling thing. It's $80. That's actually not so bad. I might actually purchase it if it works. Let's just find out. All right, install game. We're gonna call this Gigapixel. We'll try a stock install first. See what we get. Gigapixel. We'll browse to our downloads. Let's see what we get. This by default uses, I think, 7.2F shack when going through Lutris. Hey. Up and running. All right. This one's working a lot better than Infinity Photo. All right, cool. Let's do it. Yeah, well, like 80 bucks for the product, but shoot. I think there was one product I was looking at and they did the photos for you, but they were charging like $5 or something for some of the stuff. It was crazy. Like I said, I don't mind products that just charge you once and then you get it forever. It's the ones that bleed you dry over the course of years. I mean, subscription fees. Those are the ones that I'm like, no. All right, Gigapixel program ended with an error code. Application will exit. All right. Error code 0 is usually what you want. That means everything gracefully shut down. But, yeah, let's see what happens here. I don't know if this will work if it dies like that. Let's look to see if there's any requirements or if it even publicizes its requirements. That's the problem with some of these products where you're like, okay, I get the requirements, but some of them is like, you need .NET and it bundles it in, but sometimes they just don't. Let's go support. And just go see if there's a, we'll probably start with .NET and then move backwards. Yeah, Path of Building was super easy to install. That's what I did on my video actually. I'm just taking chat suggestions now, which we grabbed a couple like oddball ones just to see what would happen. So far, it's been a swing and a miss. Let's close Affinity. We're not going to do that. Let's see if anybody else has done it. AI and Wine Linux. Let's see what Google gives us. Oh, okay, it's here. Test results. Installs, runs, workaround, no. Platinum rating. Okay, great. Anything needed for this? Everyone just says it works. Okay. So this is 6.14 staging was this version. So we could drop down to the 6.14. No comments, nothing else. Okay, it just worked for this guy apparently. No wine tricks. Okay. Let's see if there's any other posts. Sometimes Wine HQ does not tell you everything. Anything. This one says crt.dll native built-in and wine config. Possibly. Yep, nothing there. So far, it does not look like there's much dependencies, so I don't think a .NET install will fix this. It's just interesting to see kind of like how so what some people come up to. Yeah, no. Endeavor. This one's using successfully run Gigapixel on Endeavor OS using Wine 7.0 staging. Wine Tricks and the official installer from Wine Tricks. I edited the prefix and changed. This is the second time I've seen this. Con CRT 140 library to native. It runs perfectly and even faster compared to the same machine on Windows. All right, working on 7.2, and it's a lot faster. I'm on 7.2 right now. So it does not look like there's any like .NET prefixes or anything that's needed for this. People are just saying change that. It should be easy enough, right? Let's just find out. All right, so Lutris is not working, so we're gonna just manually build this. That's fine. Downloads. Let's go. We could just try it in the default wine folder. I hate doing that though. Let's do make directory .gigapixel. We're putting a dot in front of it so it hides it. And then we're gonna cd into, or actually we'll just do wine prefix equals .gigapixel. And then for wine arc, that's architecture, we go, what was wine arc? Is it Win64? I think it's Win64. I could be wrong on that format, so we'll find out soon enough. Then we're gonna go wine CFG. Wine CFG. Oh. All right. We need to do absolute path. Titus. All right, and then we're gonna change the library. We're gonna add con CRT. On CRT 140, add, and then we just switch that to native built-in. It's hard to see, I know. Sorry. Library to native. Okay, yeah. So we edit that, and we just go native then built-in. Yep. All right, cool. So we overrode that. We'll hit apply. Okay. Cool. So now we have, if we look into Gigapixel, we should have our basic wine bottle created 64-bit with that override. So now we can specify that. We don't need to do wine architecture anymore since it's already set up now. We just do wine prefix equals home Titus or whatever user you're using. Our bottle we just created. And then we do wine. And this is where we will put our download, which will go ... downloads. Let's see if we can hit it from here. What was that? Tell me I didn't delete that. Such an idiot if I did that. No. Oh, there it is. I was like, what? All right, Gigapixel. So we're gonna try Gigapixel with this new setup, not through Lutris, but that's okay. We could add it to Lutris after we're done. So this is a kind of a weird way of doing it. This is kind of like the bare metal way where you got no GUI interface, but I'm trying to talk through as I'm doing it. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? So Topher adds, what phone am I using? I am ashamed to say I've tried for the very first time in my life the iPhone. Well, not the first time in my life. I had an iPhone 3 back in the day. And I gotta say, coming from Pixel, I don't really like it. I'm like one of the people that doesn't like the iPhone. I've been using it for a month, and I think iPhone's worse. I'm still not sold on the iPhone. I had been 6 years, and I was like, well, this will make a fantastic YouTube video because everybody uses the iPhone. And I was like, hey, the new M1 chips are amazing. Everyone's touting about the iPhone. It's been a while. Let me give it a fair shake. After using it for a month, I can tell you the too long didn't watch of whatever I make this video is I still don't like the iPhone. I do like the Apple Watch though. So there's that. All right. So that did not work, but it does look like it put it into program files. So let's take a look into Drive. Yeah, I hadn't jailbroke it yet. I probably will eventually. Yeah, I do believe the iPhone's way overrated, and it's so expensive. Like, this is not... I didn't go out to the store and do that. I was like, nah. Hey, Sam. Apparently my employer expects me to do my job and not just watch your live stream this morning. Had to leave. Oh, man. That's awesome, Sam. I hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend as well. I'm trying to get our pool all situated. I was power washing it forever the other day. Oh, it's not an in-ground. It's just one of those cheap old Intex above ground pools. All right. Let's move into this and let's see what's in here. Where is this thing? It should be in 64-bit, Topaz, under Topaz Labs. Looks like this should be Topaz Gigapixel AI down here. So when we look at that, we're going to go wine prefix equals home Titus, and then that for the prefix, wine, and then for the run command, we specify that executable. So program files, Topaz Labs, Gigapixel AI, yep. And then we'll select Topaz like that. What does that give me? So it's msmc.dll not found, and IMP based DLL not found. So a couple DLLs. Usually you use those DLLs to find bigger packages so you could install possibly the back end. Hey, don't spam chat, Crypto. You're gonna get a timeout, man. Yeah, I think I was watching, gosh, who was it on the other day? It was someone on Twitter, but they said they were cutting back on their screen time and they were down to like 4 hours, 4.5 hours on their screen. And I was like, what the hell? That is crazy. And I was like, I'll pull this up actually while we're in like a lull here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. So let me pull up my screen time. I don't really care what phone I use because you'll find out I really don't stare at my phone very much, or at least I say that. But let's see what the old screen time thing says. I know where it's at on Android, but this thing's kind of like, this swiping sucks. All right, where is it? I think it's under settings. Screen time? Screen time, where are you at? Let's just use search. Alright, there it is. Alright. Oh, man. So, yesterday, I really spiked, but that's my daily average. Focus. Average about 45 minutes a day. Yesterday, what was I doing on my phone yesterday? Too much, though. These devil boxes is what I call them. They are. Try to get off your phone as much as possible. Anything over an hour a day is way too excessive, in my opinion. Oh, thanks, man. I've been working on the audio a bit. Dang, 7 hours. That's rough, man. Yeah, you can't stare at the phone too much. It just puts you in a bad mental state. And at the end of the day, you just turn into a zombie because you're just regurgitating whatever it is you're reading, or you're just deadening your mind or deadening your emotions to a TikTok feed or whatever it might be. You can, don't want to get too much in the weeds on that, but if you watch your phone more than an hour, you need to cut back. But I do use my PC a lot of the time, so take that with a grain of salt. If there was a screen time app for my PC, it'd be like, yeah, I never turn off. It's just always on. Does watching a laptop screen count? As long as you're not pulling up the news on the screen, you're fine. TikTok doesn't work on your computer. Or at least I don't think it does. God, I hope not. Can you suggest a program for managing projects and to-dos? Oh man, I used to. Here, let me get over to chat. We could do a little Q&A. Man, this is a big time waster. Sorry guys, I wanted to show a little bit more success rate with old wine, but did not at all. That was just rough. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull up chat, answer some questions real fast. Yeah, if you're looking for news, check out Phoronix. I love Phoronix. Phoronix actually gives you like no BS, just straight tech news. It's actually tech news, which is like useful. But yeah, I'm using Obsidian right now, but that's very bare bones, not recommended for project management. I've used a lot of different things in the past. Surprisingly, I remember using Microsoft's project because we had free licenses through work, and it was actually not too bad, surprisingly enough. But I don't think I'd recommend it. There's probably someone else that can give you better recommendations than me for that. You think wine is wine's just a tool that can be utilized to achieve some stuff, but it's not the end all be all for sure. I agree. I love those guys. They're great. Totally agree. Why exactly are you trying to get Windows programs running on Linux? Some of the stuff in there I really like, specifically some of the things I was using, I wanted to utilize in Linux. and it was just more of an exercise than anything else. There's no single answer to that. You pretty much just have to learn wine. This live stream kind of illustrated some of the ways to do it. You could do it directly in Lutris, like I started the stream out as, and then towards the end of the stream, we kind of devolved into the command line to where we were setting up the prefixes and setting up those folders and interacting with it directly. It still didn't bear any fruit and kind of failed both, but you kind of got to at least see both methods, which was nice. So that's why. Can you replicate the BSOD on wine? I've never seen wine actually give a BSOD. Moonlight install, the big thing with that is just stripping out as much as you can from Windows. Getting it to a more minimal situation is kind of cool. SteamOS 3, immutable file system, great. Love it, but I'm not going to use it. It's just not my thing. But I think for the masses, SteamOS 3 is going to be a game changer, especially in the Linux realm because of how they're doing, which is great. VirtualBox would be the best for Windows software. VirtualBox I'm not a big fan of. If you're on Linux, QEMU and you're going to go VM is good. How do you change the path in virtual machines in GNOME boxes? Can you answer, please? Yeah, the XML file, GNOME box is just a front end for QEMU, so you can actually edit those directly. You can actually interface with GNOME boxes through Virt Manager as well. If you need a GUI, Virt Manager can interface with boxes. You do have to do a connection for that, but it is possible, so there you go. Both can do it. I like Virt Manager better because you can actually edit the XMLs directly in there and change your VM as you see fit, which is fantastic. No comment. Oh yeah, I do need to check out bottles. That's a good way to use wine with a great GUI. That's one, I think I've seen a YouTube video. I can't remember who it was from. Do you remember who that was from, Anime Gamer? But somebody was using bottles, which I can't remember. Was that Nick over at Linux Experiment, or was it somebody else? Inevitably, I always end up just defaulting to command line because command line never breaks. And GUI tools on Linux always are a little bit inconsistent, to say the least. Most people tout Linux as always being stable and reliable, but in my opinion, I would do a little extra to that. I'd say Linux is always stable and reliable as long as you use the command line. As soon as you dump into the GUI, it becomes a worse experience, in my opinion, than Windows and Mac when it comes to reliability and stability. It's just the nature of the beast, because you have a team of like 5 to 10 people usually managing whatever GUI element you're on, where both Apple and Microsoft have thousands of people poring over the user experience, where they care more about the GUI than the stability and reliability of the actual operating system. So that's why you hear people say Linux is more stable and reliable. Yes, Linux server is. CLI is amazing. But when you start diving into some of these GUI utilities, they're usually made by one man or woman, and maybe up to like 4 or 5 people. Maybe it has a small team, but that's about the extent of it. That's why you have such disparity between the two, and why just fundamentally differences. Thanks for the super chat there, Rob. Much appreciated, man. Oh no, what's the mascot? I thought it was just Java. I thought it was coffee. That's all I remember is just the icon. Which OS? I'm using Fedora. I'm really enjoying Fedora still, which is great. But I am using Nobara's repos and COPR from Glorious Eggroll. Yeah, I agree with Blackworm on this one. I think you're absolutely 100% correct there, Blackworm. That's my take on it too, because with the CLI you can get everything and you can just stay there. It's fantastic. You can do whatever it is, but you will run into some jankiness when you're messing around with a whole bunch of like hobbyist GUI elements. Awesome, man. Yeah, Cam, I need to get back more into the Linux things. I've been kind of taking a little break, but I always end up coming back to Linux because there's always something new to learn and teach. That's the thing about Linux that I absolutely love, is there is no master of Linux. Like the guy that created Linux, Linus Torvalds, he's not even a master, especially when you get into the desktop realm. Hell, I remember him saying inevitably he had issues installing Debian, which is kind of funny. I mean, and I can totally see that. But that's the beauty of Linux. It's just so massive. And there's so much stuff to explore. Like, Linux is for explorers, people that want to get out of the box. That's really why I love it so much. And yeah, I still use Mac and Windows and all that. You can easily get lost in the politics of Linux, and that's easy to point at. There's definitely a vocal minority that are a little bit crazy, don't get me wrong. But the actual like just amount of stuff, like I can just dive in here, like just dissecting what I talked about today, just doing compatibility layers. It's kind of crazy that we can run both Mac OS stuff and Windows stuff. Not with 100% certainty, obviously, but the fact that even exists is kind of freaking amazing. Like, that's just nuts. And you look at all the other things, like you control every single little aspect, and it's totally for those that want to tinker and really want to kind of free their mind. But it's just a fun thing. But I totally get why people use like Mac and Windows, and there's times I use them as well. So it's not like I'm sitting here like an elitist going, you have to use Linux for everything. I don't think that's really that big a deal. But that's, yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. But I do need to make more Linux content for sure. Oh man, Linux is more appealing to software developers. I mean, I think it's appealing to a lot of people. It just depends on what you want from your computing experience. That's the big thing. Like, you got to ask yourself, what do you want from your computer? Do you just want to use it to browse the internet? Well, use Chrome OS. That's going to be probably the best experience for you. But if you want to use it for like video editing and you're really big into like Affinity, like we were trying to do here, and you want to do like Final Cut Pro or maybe Motion, and you're big into that creative suite from in the Apple ecosystem, then obviously Mac OS is your choice. Let's say you're a hardcore gamer and you like playing all of the games, competitive games, all of it. Well, Windows is probably going to be your choice. Let's say you're really into productivity and you just want to use your computer to type letters, or you want to I use mine all the time for Obsidian Notes, which is amazing, and I'm constantly in here in Linux because it's so much faster over here. I love the tiling window management options over here. I mean, there's so many things you can dive into to improve your productivity workflow, and I don't find myself getting lost on just dumb stuff, which is great. I think we're going to end the stream right there on a high point. Otherwise, I will just sit here and ramble all day long, guys. But thanks so much. I'll see you guys next Friday. I may move back. Nah, I'm not going to move back my start time. If I move back my start time, it becomes a slippery slope. And then I'm like, but during the summertime, I'll try to start at 9 o'clock. Just know, with the kids not being in school, I don't have to get up at like 7 a.m. And it's more of like a, hey, I'm going to get up. Oh, crap. The stream should have started 5 minutes ago. I'm going to rush to the studio. We're just going to do that. So the next 2 to 3 months, these streams are probably going to be a little bit more of a hot mess than usual. But then when the school year kicks back off, I'm sure I'll sink back into my regular flow as usual. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out today, seeing me fail a whole bunch in wine. But at least I hope you glean how to maybe create wine bottles on a CLI, or maybe use Lutris for wine bottle management like you saw me do here. Obviously not perfect, but at the same time, did work pretty darn well for a lot of things. I do love Lutris for what it is. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. And girls.